Hey everybody, welcome. Friday here on Going Optimal, and Friday means chat gauntlet time. I'm going to battle 7 viewers. We're going to draft on MTGAdraft.tk, a third-party website made by our friend Senryoku. You can donate some money to him via his coffee link in the MTGA draft scene, which we'll get to in a second. But basically, we get to draft in pod and then export our decks to Arena, where we get to play in pod. And our structure for this Friday event is a series of 7 one-game matches. So this lets me play every single person who took the time to draft with me today. And then we get to a nice 7-game set, a clean 7 games every time, which means that someone's going to get 4 or more wins. Will it be chat or me? Whoever does that wins the week. 5 or 6 wins from chat gets them a shopping trip for bling using my gems on stuff that isn't even entry fees. Madness. We've done it. And then the thing we haven't done, though, is let chat decide what my next haircut is going to look like, given a 7-0 finish for chat. That has not happened. The deepest chat has taken me is 4-0 twice. Definitely nervous after starting 0-4. That's my nerve point. Like, I'm always nervous. Like, it's weird going, risking my hair today. Then I have to remind myself, you know what hair does? Grows back. Like, whatever. If you all end up getting me someday, it'll be great fun, great TV, and then my hair will grow back. But my plan is to keep it. My plan is to throw it around in your face after I pick up at least 1 win today. 1 win's all I ask. I'm not that greedy. You can 1-6 me every week in the gauntlet. That would be a little bit oppressive after, like, what is wrong with me? But 1 win a week is all I ask. Well, 2 things. I also ask that when you shop for cardboard rectangles, you check out my sponsor, Card Kingdom, and you do so with my affiliate links. If you go there via my affiliate links in the panels on Twitch, the YouTube video notes, or the chat link, lets them know you got there from here, helps keep me on the air, and we get to keep battling every Friday like this until something else changes, I guess. But for now, let's hop over to left monitor and check out the scene. Meet our competitors today. Channel Von Timber, my nemesis of recent fame, who toppled my effort at a 7-0 run of my own. Finished 6-1 that day, thanks to Timber. And then he beat me the next week. Well, coming for him today, we got Levitating Moose, Charmy, blah, 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 blah. Neo Chimarokan, Cardling Minister. I hate you both. And Tron. Awesome. Looking forward to it. Yeah, the word on the street and the way it's been playing out is this is a Prince format, a bomb-heavy format. You thought you were playing Magic until that thing showed up. What does that mean? Well, it means I'm going to look for bombs, and it means I'm going to look for... I got to prioritize interaction of some kind. I mean, if you do have that hard removal for that crazy 4-mana rare, then you can beat it. But if you don't have the interaction, you're just going to straight lose to bombs. So plan A is open bombs. Plan B is... And part of plan A is make sure that you have some interaction with opposing bombs. And let's do it. I am ready. Is everybody else? Oh, and look, this is the broken one, right? I don't know what we should do as a group about bugged cards here. I think I'll just take the Blood Tithe Harvester anyway. What else is in here? Visionary, pretty good. Monocolored. I'll take Harvester, though. Let's take that. I don't love starting with a gold card, but this one's quite a step above for an uncommon. So let's grab it. And then I got to try and not force. If the table gives me red, black, okay. But I want to try and find best cards here. We got Gift of Fangs on the removal front. Ragged Recluse has been solid for me. Enough blood tokens going around. It's pretty easy to flip this thing. Circle of Confinement, though, is pretty premium. Pretty premium. I mean, it's 2 mana and it gets a 3-drop, right? I like that. Infestation Expert definitely does some stuff. It you know, you can get this going and go wide. But I think I'm on more removal. Circle of Confinement. We okay take Expert. You like Expert, True? You want to do that? Those are really the 2 I'm looking at. And yeah, you could go with Fangs, especially since it matches Blood Tithe Harvester pretty well. But again, I'm trying not to... I don't think this is the best card in the pack, so I'm trying to be disciplined and not take it here and really... really take just the best card. Yeah, I like the Infestation Expert a lot, but interaction, right? I was talking about this. Not that this gets the bombs of the format, which is one of the problems with it, but I'm going to take it. Take the removal. What's up, Rocket? What you see? Somebody bugging you? What else is new? Wow, this pack's bad. Edgar's Awakening. Again, I've come up on it with the black, with the Rummage Black. And it works with the Harvester at least. It goes with that pick. You like the Geist? Where's the... Oh, this Geist. I don't see this. Yeah, we do have a circle. I'm not quite ready to take a land here. It does work with splashing, but I can't prioritize that here. Pummeler isn't bad, but it's not great, right? It's been underwhelming for me. We do have red at least, so it feeds into something we're doing. But I guess it's Awakening, Pummeler, or Geist. Potentially a Specimen if you really thought you were doing that thing, or a Weary Prisoner. This doesn't seem good. Doesn't seem good. I don't know. I wish there was something more appealing here. Yeah, I mean, if you're on gems, it just speaks to how weak this pack is, I think. I'm going to go with my gut. And, well, let me read. I should reread this thing. Maybe it is the Heron. I like the value of that uncommon, though. So you get a 3/3 flyer for 5. And then spirit tokens later. Yeah, all right, fine. I'll take it, because Awakening is whatever, 2. But I don't like this start at all. There's an Evolving Wilds we could grab. We can take Lumber Knot as just a build around. It might be the best card here. Rural Recruit. Evolving Wilds might be the best card here. I kind of want to take... I want to look for a lane. So I think I'm going to take the Lumber Knot in search of a lane. Yeah, Wilds are 100% to play. You know I love me some Evolving Wilds. But at pick 4, I'm going to seek out a lane. Yeah, maybe this isn't even good enough lane to have bother pursuing. It's a 4/4 for 4 that has this chance to make a bunch of other stuff in your deck better. But these have not been exciting picks at all. My hair's asking me to step it up here. Take Mind Leech Ghoul as a playable 2. Squire as a playable 4. But probably, when we're talking picking playables, take the 2. See what comes of that. I like Scob and Throng. But we're not really near blue yet. I don't know how you can say that, Media. Don't make me time you out saying that it's a wild stretch that a Grizzly Bear with upside would be playable. Depends on how many twos we have. If we don't have the twos, it's wildly playable. It is vital. So I don't know what your definition of playable is, Media. Fine, there it is. I didn't use... Skullscab does say we could look at the blue lane. I like Weaver, though. And there's another Evolving Wilds. Socialite is great. Yeah, Scob is interesting, but I don't know if it's actually our lane here. The only thing that really works with it in the whole pile is the Mind Leech Ghoul. So I don't really like this Scob here, but blue was kind of open. That's the thing that's getting, like, we've been looking at blue cards up to this point. We're pretty far from it right now, Gadanmore, but it's been open. Weaver is on kind of the Lumber Naughty plan. I'm going to hedge on the Scob. I don't love it because I think you're right, but like this is another repository Scob is here. There's the Phalanx to mess around with Lumber Knots, but I'm getting a little bit scattered here, though. But I think taking the Skull Scob makes me want to take the repository now over Toxic. So I'm gonna continue to see if this. I mean, this came to us fairly late. So I mean, not that people are taking blue black early like it's the best or something. But now, see, I mean, the lane is here. We're at pick 8, and we got 4 cards we're pretty interested in if we're doing the blue-black. And if we're doing the blue-black, I think I want the Gargantua. I wonder if downstream from us, blue will be perceived as open also, though, and maybe it won't be coming back for us the way we'd like. Cradle is playable. More so to me than Dreadfugue. I don't really like this card. Undying Malice can do some interesting things in a exploit deck. You know, Undying Malice, your Scob, exploit it, get it back, exploit something else. Deathcap Glade comes back around and gives us a window of green splash. Maybe this Lumberknot could play or something. I think we're pretty darned blue-black, though, so I'm going to lean that direction here. And look, well, 3 playables. Well, not that these are any good, but they're in our colors. Are we ever running any of these? Maybe the Dreadfugue out of desperation. Not desperation. I mean, it's not awful. It's just like not really what you want to be doing in limited. Soul Cipher board could work in, you know, for self-sacrificing a lot. That's going to flip reasonably. I don't like this card. I like the Recluse okay, but really there's not much to choose from. There's a Throng that we'll try and wheel. So if we can pick up another Throng in this pack, that would be nice. Yeah, our rares have not been super kind to us on open, but I think we're just on Soul Cipher board or Courier bat. And yeah, I don't want. I would take Throng #1 before Invitation, but we're gonna try and wheel Throng. If nobody else has hopped in the blue lane, it might be open. But my worry is that somebody else noticed it's open, and we're just now competing with somebody else who saw it as opening. Yeah, I'm gonna take the board. I think that's a good card. I'm gonna try that. Scavenger does some work here, and I do like a Spirit just to hold the ground on 2. Witness is okay. Witness is fine. I feel like it just should be so much. Why don't I love this card more? But I do think Scavenger is more important. I like it. That's the thing. I like it, Siriana. I just don't understand why I don't like it more. Maybe it's just power creep in limited, that this has become just a fine, but not amazing. I'm going to take the Scav. We failed to lose, Samuel. I tried my best, but we went 7-0 anyway. Specimen kind of gets this deck going, and I think we need one of those. I don't know what Audric does, but I'm scared that somebody else gets him. Oh, no, wait. Audric's just like a complicated 3/3 for 3, right? Now that I remember it. It's like, I mean, some of that stuff can happen, but you know, whatever. It's mostly a 3/3. Yeah, like this could have been a much simpler card. Make it an uncommon and say, when this enters the battlefield, create 2 blood tokens. Boom, done. That's a lot of words for that. I don't like this design at all. So I'm going to take the Specimen over Monstrosity. That is a lot of words. A lot of words on a card to say maybe you get some blood tokens. It's a lot of words. We're not best of 3. Aim for the head loses some luster there. Circle of Confinement still here. Screaming Swarm for the top end of this deck. Sure. What we want is like some Raise Dead effects so that we can self-mill and get action back. In general, you mill yourself in Magic unless you have a very good reason, unless you're trying to mill out your oppo, or you specifically take advantage of cards from your opponent's graveyard. If you have cards that feed off of your opponent's graveyard or get bigger because of cards in your opponent's graveyard, that kind of thing, then sure, mill oppo. But unless outside of that or trying to win via mill, you should do it on yourself unless you are afraid you're going to lose via mill. Doomed Dissenter or Gift of Fangs, super interesting pick to me, because Gift of Fangs represents interaction that I've been talking about how much we want and need. But Dissenter is linchpinny for these exploit decks. You need something to exploit. So if this were better removal, if this were the 4-drop removal, I think I would take that. But I think Dissenter is too important to what this deck is up to pass here in the middle of Pack 2, when we were a little bit scattered early and are just now really settling into a lane that we're committing to. Another Specimen, although they get worse in multiples, but you really want that 1. Desperate Farmer has been like overperforming. I haven't been playing it much, but it's been doing work against me. It's been very annoying. Yeah, and in exploit, it's often flipping, right? So maybe we take first farmer over second specimen. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do first farmer over second specimen. Yeah, you can also buy those, like, if you don't care about the cosmetics, then just wait until you know the value is fully there. If you do care about cosmetics, get it early, and then you have cosmetics for a longer amount of time. But if you don't care about cosmetics, then you might as well wait till the end of the season and do the value calculation when all is said and done, basically. Yeah, another phalanx for the Lumberknot plan, but really I just want to syncopate. I'm going to take that and be fine with it. Cast that on 3. I put it there arbitrarily, but what I like about it is how it scales with the game. Heirloom. Come up on Heirloom. The graveyard thing is proven real in just about every game that this card has shown up. Whether I have it or they have it, exile target card from a graveyard has been relevant in basically every game that an Heirloom has showed up. That being said, we have a monstrosity here we could take. But we have a 6-drop. Like, we have a 6-drop already that's better. Fear of Death. Yeah, but I hate this card, Siriana. Like, this just feels like a liability. We're in black with a pack to go. I'm going to count on real removal. It's not to be meta on you, but I really don't want to play this card. I'm going to go with my gut and take the card that's actually been useful to me in games of this format, the Heirloom. Yeah, it's a total non-bow with Rot Tide. That's a great point, Mike. We'll take Courier Bat here, though, and be pretty good about that. Pretty happy about that. Well, another reason we have, we're not splashing, so that loses some luster there. We might not play it, but I liked it as the most likely playable. But Syncopate, Gargantua, and Swarm all like an Heirloom, making some extra mana faster. Toxic Scorp is annoying, but we're blue now, so I just guess we take the Spirit. Yeah, we can splash green pretty easily here, but not for a Scorpion, and I don't think we care about the Lumberknot yet. I'm just wondering if we want to hate draft the Scorpion over taking Spirit, since we're playing in Pod. And we're doing okay on 2s. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna, well, see, it's being a little too greedy, Siriana. I need to make sure I got playables. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. And we can take this too, and has some application. Canopy, I don't think is going to be main decked by anyone. None of these cards are particularly good, but Weary Prisoner might be the most annoying, so I'll cut that. Yeah, Self-Bounce and Exploit is fair as well. Probably some Repository Scab combo we can do if we got the... although this only says non-token, right? So you can't really just self-contained go off. Well, that's a bomb. We have Heirloom and the Glade, but this is a double splash. I think we just lose to this and roll with that. Yeah, I don't think even with 3 Evolving Wilds, I run, like, that's double splash is just asking for it. I think we take a Skulker and we're okay. Oh yeah, the Geist, yeah. Bat is interesting too. But yeah, especially for not playing this, we don't even have a lot going on at 4. I'm taking Skulker. Yeah, Bat is not at its best here, but we have a little bit of life gain potential that could make it work. But I hear you. It's not a real... maybe we... Oh, is this... return all land card? No. I was like, we can splash green. Oh, Grasp is good, though. Honestly, these cleave cards have largely been underwhelming, such that I kind of have tuned them out a little bit, but this is actually good. And actually removal, actually interaction, etc. Yay. Wedding Security wants the old blood tokens, which we're not doing a ton of, I don't think. We could take Throng and try to get another one. Take another farmer, yeah. Maybe it is farmer, or I do want one of these evolving wilds that we keep passing, but also it's less important is we're not that heavy, like we don't have a lot of double costs here. Yeah, there might be one more Throng, but we're actually low on 3s. If we took a Throng now, the reason why it might be too late on Throngs is we've not wheeled any, so somebody else is out there taking them. No, Siriana, look forward, not backwards. And also, I don't even know if a Storm-Carved Coast leads us to play that card. I'm going to take Desperate Farmer. Yeah, that's not for us either. Vile Spawn could be. I don't like splashing 2 drops, but splashing the ability to create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each creature card in your graveyard might be okay. What else is there for us? Wedding Invitation, Skywarp Scob, and Aim for the Head? Or Hate Drafting, but this isn't even... I'm not even that scared of this. So I think we take the Spider on a possible splash, even though I'm not hoping for it. But also making expendables for an exploit deck is good too. A Braid, could splash that for some interaction. Wolf Strike, if we're splashing green, could be some splashed interaction, but we're not really... I guess there might be some Night Day in our deck, but not really. More tough packs, depending on how we want to play this. Yeah, red-green is going to be a scary-looking oppo. Maybe it is time for the 2/5 flyer, Mike. I've been resistant running this in the exploit decks because it wants... Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking of the blue-white. Yeah, no, this is fine. This is actually better in this deck. I was thinking of the blue-white archetype where you don't want to exile your disturbed creatures, but Scob is fine here. Yeah, let's do that. Grizzly Ritual could be a desperation removal play. And I would, you know, I've come up on Grizzly Ritual because of the need to make sure you got some interaction going. So yeah, we could take that too, on the sense that we have this job filled. Maybe I do need to just take this for now. Lantern is playable, but it's not super relevant. It's decent sideboard. How much interaction do I look for? I mean, it's not a number. It's about, but it over 0. Like, it scares me when I have none, and we have like Gargantua and now Grizzly, so it was important to get some. We have there's that other card too. Another Specimen here seems fine. We didn't actually hit like the exploit hard. Like, we got some exploit, but we're not exactly exploiting the heck out of anything here. That being said, we're going to take the specimen over Spirit or Ambush or Invitation, so it is what it is. Hey, all right, that's something to exploit. Again, though, we're not like loaded with exploit stuff, but we're going to take this. Maybe we'll get another exploit card before. Don't love this deck. I think it'll find me a win. It's got some good cards in it. No super bombs, though, and really not a shining example of the archetype it's in, which is quite the double whammy for a deck in this format, right? Well, too late for a Throng, right? Well, let's pick 8. Maybe that other one wheels. Would you play exactly 2? Oh, it was a prayer, not a plan. Scullies. It was like maybe some more exploit will come our way, but it was certainly not a plan. Cradle or a Phalanx. Cradle number 2 is the problem. We might be playing the 1. But maybe if we don't have removal, protecting against removal is a reasonable backup plan. Really nothing going on at 5. This wouldn't hurt on the ground game, but it's not how we're like. I'm gonna take Cradle, but I don't think we're playing it. Stitched Assistant. There you go. See what I mean? Scullies. You throw a prayer, and then sometimes you get delivered. So we did. I mean, this is huge. A 3-drop exploit card, 10th pick in this draft is really nice. Another one of these. I don't think we're playing 2. Heck, I might want to like cut Adamant Will, then take another retrieval. I'm not playing 2, so I'll cut the Will. Got the Scob anyway. Mike wants retrieval number 2. I guess it is interaction. I don't think we're playing this. I don't think we're playing this. Belligerent Guest will cut over a cyclable. This is a combat trick, not really for us here. Thanks, Samuel. Catch you later. All right. I think we cut the Heirloom, although I know I'm going to find times where I'm like, Heirloom would be good here if I could exile some cards from the graveyard. But we're not splashing. We don't need that. We just need to decide what are our weakest cards. I like Undying Malice and Exploit. Even though we're not heavy Exploit, I'm going to go with it. Throng with only 1 can be cut. I figure. Let's see. We got 17 creatures. In an exploit deck, you got to make sure you got creatures to exploit, right? So that seems like we got a lot of those. So at 24-16, I really want to be 17, so I got to find one thing to cut. With 2 Desperate Farmers, I like the Courier Bat, and the Scavenger helps with that too. Repository Scob gets back what? Syncopate, Grizzly Ritual, Retrieval, Malice, and Grasp. We could cut Cradle of Safety. 2 Specimens is redundant if you draw them both Scullies, but having twice the percent chance of getting an early Specimen to feed your exploit game is the benefit of that. So that's the risk reward. Doubling your chances to get it early, but risking getting 2 when you don't want them. So yeah, I'm not cutting Malice. I want to try it out. So we can cut Cradle. One reason to cut Cradle is that it does not get returned by the Scob. And so if I'm thinking I want to keep the others. So yeah, that's going to be my my deciding point. And then this is an acceptable deck. That's about it, though. I don't consider it, you know, I hope to get a win or 3 off of this, but I like chat's chances this week on taking the week, honestly. I don't love this deck. We did find a quasi-open lane, but I do wonder, we know all the drafters, so we'll find out. And we can see, let's see, who was I passing to? I guess, was I passing to Cardlinger in pack 1? I'm curious if Cardlinger ends up in blue. Because if I'm right about that, I can't figure out who he passed to, whether it was Chimero or Cardlinger, but I'm curious if somebody else slipped into blue after seeing it was kind of open. Ritual for Mana Rock. What's the ritual? Oh, yeah, we don't have enough hard removal. I hate this card, Arstall. I hate that I'm running it, but we're going to kill an important bomb with this at some point during the day today, and you'll see why it's in there. I'm not proud of it, though. Give me my -13 exile instant, please. Where somebody else took him. Somebody else took him. I didn't get him today. That's a stretch. I've been playing up the whole graveyard removal point. That's the reason I was even taking it and considering it, but it's not the play here. Yeah, and the don't sleep on the blood tokens. If you do get forced into casting this and you draw any extra, like, because you already have 6 lands, so then basically this says 6 mana, kill an important creature, and then your next 2 land draws you can cycle. Which is still too clunky for 6, but we are where we are, and we're going to live with it. Let's go build. Really? Our curve isn't... I mean, we got 2 6s, I guess, but it's not, top heavy to me implies some depth at the top end, but we've got 2 6s, couple of 5s or something like that, and a syncopate. I don't think we're that overloaded at the top end at all. Well, besides what I've already explained, Scully's, like what the benefit of having 2 is, despite you're correct. Like, if I could just guarantee that 1 would show up in my opener every game, I would only ever play 1. But the chance getting 2 will not be great, but getting 1 consistently early should be very nice. But then again, the key though is over what? Like, if you want to cut that, what are we putting in? And it's not like we have all these sweet choices and we're just making these agonizing decisions and choosing to run a second Skelly. It's like there's just not great options to even choose over it. No, it's good that you see the downside. But Magic is so often about these types of trade-offs in terms of power versus consistency is the classic. That's the Splash decision, right? Splash makes your deck more powerful and less consistent. What's better for your win rate? I don't know. Let's fight. And yeah, so if we were to replace a specimen, what are we looking at? We're looking at Cradle of Safety, Wretched Throng, Ambush, and then like it runs out. Like there's just like and done. Yeah, no, I like the if I can't explain myself, then what am I doing? So by all means, press on my decisions and we'll talk about them. I think if we had 2 Throngs, I'd be playing them. Even one replacing itself is okay. And then you still have the same risk of drawing both, but it's less, you know, it's not that bad. So this is a Grizzly. I was trying to make a grizzly bear joke since we were talking about him, and we have Grizzly Ritual, but I'm not getting there on the joke. Something that rhymes with bear that means exploit. Grizzly hair. Sure. Let's play.
Today's a training day, Officer Hoyt.
It's training day. It's training day, everybody. I finally watched that movie in the last couple years. I'd never seen it before. Had my eyebrow raised the whole time. It kind of pays off. Really? 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 That's what I was saying a lot while watching that movie. Yeah, Denzel is pretty easy to watch. But I said really a lot. All right, who's first? Tron. Bring it, buddy. Away we go. See what Tron's brewed. I haven't watched any Wheel of Time yet. Trying to figure out if I'm going to. I think I'll give it a shot. I think we can keep this on Soul Cipher board into Egg on any land with Syncopate. So we got stuff to do while we wait for our black to show up. There's our black. Could leave up Syncopate, but I like saving it for the bigger stuff later, so we'll just curve out board into Egg and look for something to exploit, or board into Bat. But I mean, we ideally later on actually do find some life and get this back, although this says maybe we don't. Maybe we just offer up the Bat in the air, since we don't have a sack for this yet. But if we don't find exploit, we're going to regret playing this. If we do find exploit, we're going to be super happy that we played something out that we want to get. But yeah, I think you're right, Mike. Them playing the Tron playing the Bat in the air makes me want to match it. And there's the exploit that would have been nice with the Egg, but we can I think I just like Skulker for now. And then we can get a 5th mana and go Egg, Ghoul, get it? Really? I just like getting 3 power. Like, not using all of our mana and then not being able to either block the bat or threaten power the other direction. I'm going to go Skulker. And I do like Egg into Mind Leech if we find the land. There's the expert we passed. It's going to make our target opponent sacrifices a creature exploit not that great. But this part will be fine. Start with an attack, though. Egg is going to end up as a 4/4 that threatens to block the expert. So that's my plan there. Forgot the Scry. I like that. Scob, what are we getting back? We can get back a Syncopate, but we don't have anything else to get back. I guess we can prioritize using the Syncopate and keep the Scob. I think it's worth keeping here. But what are we sacking that we're happy with sacking here? Well, I guess we can sack the Ghoul after we sack the Egg to the Ghoul. Yeah, we can get a 3/3 down and not exploit. Ideally, of course, you get the exploit value, but I think we keep it regardless. So you would have been this? You wouldn't have kept this, Mike? I don't know if that's what you mean by we already had a 4. Or you're just saying, no, keep it, but sequence it for later. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I just was clarifying that we were on the same page and not a different one. Oh, you do get this. Where do we go?
Where is my rap burglar?
Yeah, what a jerk. Oh, sacrifice 2 islands. I was wondering why I was pausing. I was like, oh, because this actually has an ability on it. We could counter scavenge, but we don't have any life to gain from it right now. I'm just on race. I mean, eventually we're going to drain here. I say race, but it's 19 to 12 right now. But yeah, we got to hold up sync, right? And then we can use board at end of turn. With the scavenger, we can kind of come back in this race. That part's stinky, that we flipped the werewolf. But the only thing, when we could play this for low value to have avoided that. But I'm also willing to double block here. And Tron must know, well, Tron paused there, like, do I send this or not? I think we got to try to the double block, and we have Syncopate to protect it. New plan, Syncopate or draw 2, discard. And that is going to go for fully bringing this back into play. So yeah, we're going to snap that off. So yeah, we got some stuff here. We're going to scavenge this before Tron does something else to get it back. And I can send the Skulker, and if they triple block it, that's fine. And we're playing a Death Toucher, so that's fine. Because if they do the Skulker, we can replay it as an enchantment and get through anyway. The question is, do we want it to block? Yeah, Skulker alone is unblockable, but I'm thinking I want to threaten Tron with 10 life, and then we follow with some blockers. Question is, so Ghoul plus like Scavenger, if Tron doesn't block, are we okay with that as our defense for next turn? Because they're getting in for 2, putting us at a virtual 8, because we're going to get 2 back from the Scavenger. And then at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, like, Yeah, maybe I should just send the Skulker and actually use the Spirit to block, but this has such a good activated ability. I'm not super psyched about trading this off if we don't have to. That's my thinking there. Maybe we do it for a turn, but if I'm doing it for a turn because I like this ability, but I'm not going to use the ability, what is that even doing, right? So maybe I need to get over this ability, like we're not really going to get to use that in the pace that this game is playing out. So let's go ahead and send the Skulker alone and play the Scavenger. And yes, I will block this bat if it attacks. Because then we look favored with the Skulker going every turn, right? And if Tron answers the Skulker, well, we throw it on something else. So I'm going to try to take all trades. The lack of attacking insects suggests there's not some giant growth happening here and that these are legit trade offers, and I'm going to try and take them. Scob, you say? Well, we could go send Skulker, Scob the Ghoul, but it doesn't really do anything to Scob the Ghoul. It just turns the Ghoul from a 2/2 into a 2/2. But Scob into Assistant could be a thing. Could be Assistant sacking Ghoul, or Scob no sack, Assistant sack Ghoul. That seems like the best value. But let's start with an attack. Hello, clunky 6-mana removal that we're absolutely going to keep. We can't even cast it yet, but I'm going to hold that in hand. Well, Recluse doesn't flip until end of turn, so it's not like Tron can suddenly make this a 3/3. And I'm willing to, but I kind of want to exploit this to the Scob, so I kind of want to take this. You trade for the token over waiting to get, I guess we don't get a Skull Scob token out of that. And we might want to exploit something like the assistant anyway with this if we want to get another token, but then it's downgrading the assistant, right? But then we get the, by exploiting, we get the thing. So yeah, okay, I'll take the offer, Mike. I think maybe they're trying to get, he's trying to get taxidermist there. All right, specimen is a great draw. Thank goodness we had twice the chances to draw this by having 2 in the deck. So we're going to get back Syncopate as basically the only thing we can get back here, but that's fine. Hat! Timber! Hat! Let's see, I should attack first, though. Let's do that. Better do something good right now, Tron. I got a Syncopate for you, if you don't. Syncopate protecting Skulker should be enough from here, barring, well, you know this format, barring about 17 possible rares. Trading for the Weaver. I like offering Assistant for the Weaver here. That's fine. Another Swamp gives us Grizzly, but I just want to hold up Syncopate at this point. Because we're 2 swings away from the win off Skulker, and now it's protected. So we're just blocking everything. Like, block, 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 block. And then if Tron plays something, the only question is, does it prevent the Skulker win? If so, counter. If not, let it go. Chump. Actually, we'll do this. Trade. Chump and eat. That does not stop the Skulk.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Safe! Good game, Tron. Thanks for giving me my hair. Yeah, and note that, that Skulker was our adult pick over chasing that green-red rare splash, bomb splash. Oops, we're not doing that. Robert's up next. As I've gotten to know Gar, aka Robert, offline, it explains his username. We know Gar as Robert around here, but he goes by Gar in Meat Space, and that explains the username Gargantuan. Get it? Get it? Let's get Gar. I'll be on the hood of your Trans Am. Let's do it. I'm too sexy for your car. Too sexy for your car. Too sexy by far. Well, we got some lambs here, but no sacrificers. Funny to go specimen into dissenter into egg. Do you think Gargantuan will know what we're up to? You think Gar will figure... All right, well, we're competing. You think hair toss leads to karaoke night? I think it's the existence of music and streaming that does. Right on, Tron. I mean, it led to it in the sense that in our timeline, it occurred before. Yeah, I guess we go farmer and say, go ahead, block. Although this might get countered. Syncopate, maybe? Let's not be the worst syncopate. Like, okay. When do daily wins stop giving XP? I believe XP is weekly. I believe you get 15 wins a week to generate XP. And then daily wins stop generating gold technically in like at 14 wins, but they stop generating relevant gold after 4 wins. So yeah, it's the use of the word XP that I'm not sure what you're asking, Swivel. If you really mean XP or if you mean gold. Hey, there you go. Ditch your extra throngs to the Entomber. That's interesting. I like that. Gar. I presume that... Well, we don't know, but I like that play a lot if you've got an extra throng in hand. And another one in deck to go get. Hey, look! This is what I was saying is my #1 bomb of the set. Because it just says, can you beat this? If not, you're dead. Although we have some time here. We have a 6-mana answer, and we have some bounce. So we could bounce to buy some time, and we can get ourselves some rummaging tools in the meantime. Let's see. I guess we just do it now while shields are down against blue, especially when we saw Gar pause and think. So yeah, let's do the bouncing now. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. This is what I want. This is where this farmer has been really annoying against me, and I'm glad to be annoying somebody else with it now, too. It's like, dang it! That's... farmer! I don't want you to flip. Good question on ditching Swarm to find land. Probably. Although Swarm... Oh, I can't even... Never mind. I was like, it can block... No, it can't. No, it can't. How much better is the average opponent when you're playing your 2-0 to 3-0 game compared to the start? Well, the starting pool it depends on best of 1 or best of 3. First of all, Dillinson, if you are in best of 1, you're still going to be impacted by rank. Rank is going to affect your pairings. If you're playing best of 3, rank doesn't affect your pairings, and therefore you're truly getting an average opponent in your round 1 of best of 3. And then, well, again, with rank, you're always being ranked on, being matched on rank on some level, but in best of 3, it's trying to just be results based. Yeah, we're going to look for the land. I think it's the correct play, especially since a 4/4 doesn't help us with this problem at all, besides chumping. We can't miss on land drops or we're in deadly trouble. Come on, don't. Okay. We can go ahead and scob back the retrieval. We could scry, yeah, scry 2 for egg is even better, huh? I was just excited about that we can leverage our action here, but egg ahead of scob for next turn, and well, not next turn. Next turn we hope to be killing the purveyor. But yeah, let's do some scrying on that front. And another token if this doesn't work. My worry is that Gar kind of showed a suspiciously syncopate pause. And if Gar leaves up mana, we're probably getting our removal syncopated, so prepare yourselves for that possibility. But we will keep both of these in hopes that we persevere. Yeah, maybe it was just looter, but we have to consider. But the thing is, we can't really play around the syncopate, right? We got to hope we get there. We can offer the specimen though. I'll still take a free flip of the farmer if they want to give it. We have plenty of sack fodder here. And the specimen comes back anyway. Tap out for something not game-breaking, please. Yeah, Dissenter would have been fair, too. So now, do we have another scob? Like, what do we have to get that back? Unfortunately, we have our out to get this card back in hand, being forced to discard it as well. So there's no real even point in looting. Oh, it exiles anyway, yeah. But see, we have rummage. Yeah. Listen to me though, gang. I'm deciding if we should rummage here, because if we had another repository scob in the deck, we should rummage away the ritual and try to draw the other scob. The problem is we don't have another scob in the deck, nor do we have. Let's see, we have a way to get that scob back. But it doesn't matter because we can't get both of them into the graveyard anyway, and we need the pair of them. So, yeah. I mean, we can rummage, but it's not going to help us. But getting this into the yard would be okay. Oh, yeah, and we know what's coming, so we should just pitch that, right? That's the trouble. We know what we're drawing. So we should... if we rummage, though, we're drawing the land. We should probably just draw the land and rummage it away. So I'm just going to accept this. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Maybe I messed that up. But let's see. We can put this back. I mean, we needed to kill this thing, and Gar got us, bottom line. Yeah. The problem is we can't deal with the purveyor. That was the real issue, and we still can't. I know what I'm going to draw if I rummage, but I still will. There's just no need to do it now. And we can at least send in with everything. Do we want to do this thing? Do we want to put this in second from the top? Probably not. It just doesn't do anything up in the air against that 5/6. I don't know what we have to deal with the 5/6, though. This could be this format where I'm technically making legal Magic plays in a game that doesn't matter and is already over. Yeah, I definitely screwed up not looting, or not rummaging. I didn't quite puzzle it the right way. Maybe I need to put this in just so we can chump? Like chumping to stay alive? Yeah, we don't have 6 mana yet. Good point. Mike with the logic. Can't help but try and help me win. Here's our downside second specimen. But let's Gargantua the Dissenter. Or sorry, Gargantuan the Egg, even better. And at least we get a flipped farmer, and maybe we can race. Syncopate in the end anyway? Question mark? Could just be this, but... Scullies, what other removal? You can say that, but like, what other removal are you even talking about? I know you're winking at me too, but your jests need to make some sort of sense. Can't believe Ryan took the persistent specimen over the blood vial purveyor. Can you believe that? I guess we send the life linker here. It might just trade with the wizard, but that's partly how we maybe find a way here. Yeah, let's send everything. Either if I think Gar trades for the 4/3, so I might as well send the other 2. Ultimately, here's one way to think about it, Scullies. This is a combo deck. This deck requires a density of both fodder and exploiters to function, and you really want to hit the density of both. And sometimes that means running things that are bad in pairs, but provide the density you need for your engine to work. We never saw -13, -13. We passed one other Grizzly ritual, but, I mean, at 6 mana, that's what you're supposed to do. And then we passed some of the -2 or +2/+2 vampire auras. But there has not been a lot of removal to decline to take. I certainly did not pass a Hero's Downfall ever. No, but I think we could have had double ritual. And there's certainly nothing in the board that is removal to bring in over a specimen. That's some nonsense. Let's see. Are we just dead? I'm sitting here talking about stuff, but I don't have a way to not be dead. I got my farmer bounced and I didn't even notice. I believe we are dead. But I believe we were dead when Gar resolved the aim for the head. When Gar took our removal for the bomb, I looked at our deck and was like, there is nothing that is going to stop this from beating us. There just isn't really anything in our deck that's going to stop us from beating that. If I had done the rummaging right, we would have had a shot at a race. I screwed that up and took away our shot at a race, but I don't think that would have ended up working. It doesn't mean it wasn't a mistake, but I don't even think playing that right would have produced a win here. Yeah, that's why I say Purveyor, even though it can get picked off by the -13, if you run it out on curve, it's like the only downside of this card is that when you want to run it out on curve because it's such a rate monster, but when you run it out on curve, often your opponent does still have the removal left. In this case, we didn't, and then it was just a you lose. Well, we did, but Gar solved it. I mean, we didn't have it on land, though. That's what I mean. I have had this where I play it on 4, and they immediately -13. I tip the cap and say, you had it this time. But it is so hard to beat that thing, and you just have to have it, or you're pretty dead. I get it. I acknowledged your wink in those, and as long as you're winking, I know what you're on about. But again, even if you're there's a kernel of truth in people's winky hard times. You know, I just ribbon you with a kernel of truth, and I at least want to say, in this case, we really didn't have any options, or the options that we were considering. Just weren't that impressive either. Yeah, there's criticizing, there's questioning. I know you were joking. Don't worry, Scullies. And anybody of any skill level can ask questions. That's not criticism. That's saying why. We're here to ask why. And if I can't answer that question of why, then I need to explore how I'm making my game decisions. Chimaro's up next. Did you have like counter magic? Because I mean, the thing that destroyed us was the hand disruption, and we had an answer in hand, but then you took our answer from us. Gotta keep this. Maybe we'll find one of those. Really wanted to draw a Skelly there. Skelly into Skull Scab is good times. We could hold here and farm. And then syncopate anything on 3. And save Skull Scab for later. Although Skull Scab is a grizzly bear that sets up later exploit shenanigans is also fine. And yeah, I'm just going to do that. I think it's too fancy play to hold up Syncopate here. We're just going to play a bear. Oh yeah, thanks. We'll update that record. Make me acknowledge my loss. Well, could have syncopated a Planeswalker. Does it matter? I don't know how good that Planeswalker is. I guess we find out. Yeah, I'm thinking we could grasp and hit Chandra. We can also farmer and set up grasp, hit Chandra for better next turn. But ramp could be real. Well, I guess the ramp is going to be there no matter what. I just don't love using our removal on the 1/3 when we are going to be able to play some stuff to get around it. So I'm on farmer ahead of bat. Bat now flies over and really pressures Chandra every turn. Maybe I should just get over myself and play bat. With the farmer, I was like, and the grasp, like there's this ability to gain life and actually do this thing. But I think with this Planeswalker out, we just want to do it bat style. Should I send the Scob? It is a free attack, but there's no way Chimero doesn't block. But whatever, I'll send it. Yeah, that's what I was just looking at, Mike, that we actually have... These are humans, so we can actually grasp on the humans and leave up a Syncopate, which seems pretty good. Scob not getting there on the ground right now anyway, so really, maybe we don't even use the grasp yet. We have it as an instant anyway, so I just like sending the bat at the PW. And holding up our action. Chimero's stuck on 3. The mana from Chandra, no joke. What does this pump? Yeah, it doesn't pump toughness, so I'm gonna just let all this stuff happen until I'm not gonna syncopate that. Seems like the wrong thing to pate. It does draw a card, but I will, yeah, maybe like pating it to keep their land offline is reasonable there, but it just feels like there's better things to get than that. Grasping, it's not a human, so if we want to go for getting it, it's gonna... I'd rather just take it, grasp one of the flamethrowers, and syncopate anything on the follow-up here. Yeah, so... we can pate that, but then we can't grasp. And I don't know if that's worth it. When we can just block with it, right? And instead just grasp, heck, I don't know what I'm grasping, actually. Straws? Yeah, I just don't feel like that's where I want to syncopate, right? So I am going to let it happen and decide on this grasp now. Yeah, I don't want to do that, but also at the same time, you really do want to save your answers for the good threats in this format. But we're 11, got to keep that in mind. If I'm not firing it off here, what am I doing? The gal pals, what are we talking about? I don't know what you mean. Oh, sure. Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. All right, so what do you want to do with it then, Mike? what's scariest? The Flame Breathers or the Celebrant? I don't think it's the Ridge Wolf. So yeah, this gives them blood, which could be useful for them in this current spot. Let's kill a Flame Breather. Stitched Assistant. Not really even what I wanted to see yet, but we'll go with Farmer after a Courier Bat on Chandra here, and then still have Syncopate for a tap out. Don't you play around to 1 mana Syncopate. Don't. All right. How about Bat? We leave 4/3 back on lifelink defense, and yeah, make a big flyer. Could do worse. Keep coming at Chandra, though. Try to get this thing taken care of. She'll go back to 2 next turn, and then if Bat lives and no reach, she dead.
You're really cramping my style.
Also, you get this.
Things up to a simmer.
Big boy. Hey, that's a nice pairing. We keep leaving, keep failing to find a place to get Syncopate going. But I think we can. I'm willing to go Bat for sure. Swarm, are we going to face or not? That's the real question. Swarm currently holds off a lot of these creatures, and we're at 12 facing kind of 10 damage we don't easily deal with. So I think we got to leave the Swarm back for now, but I'm going to take out Chandra. Yeah, we can drop a 4/4 and a 3/2, but we're pretty low. Is that enough? I guess the 4/4, the replacement 4/4 is fine. All right, Mike, let's get aggro. We also have lifelink on the ground. That matters to me too. We're kind of at a virtual 16. I mean, they could kill it, so not fully, but we hope to be at a virtual 16. Nice mill there. If not action, at least get rid of our lands. Yeah, Undying Malice seems like it could be good here. Not on this turn, but keepable. I'm going to keep that action. We'll draw it now. More bomb rares. This one's good. Keeping shields down when the bomb rares show up on this Syncopate. It's been perfect for Oppo. I like that. We could do real shenanigans, but I don't know what we consider to be our fodder at this point. Still feels like we should do it. We could do Undying Malice and maybe get something back. We've got Parasitic Grasp we could get back if we... Oh, sorry, no, I was thinking it was the 4-drop, but we don't have that 4-drop. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I like that hat. In order to get the life gain trigger, though, we're really just suiciding in the farmer. Is that worth it? Yeah, we could Gargantua, Undying Malice, the Gargantua, have it sack itself, bring itself back, and then sacrifice something else to get the extra damage. That's interesting as well. At that point, we get the Celebrant and the 1/3. So we don't get a huge contingent of the creatures, but maybe it's enough to live. Yeah, we do the 3/2, right. Is that good enough? We'd go shields down again, but but I think that's okay too. Maybe it's a little fancy play, but it's cool. Let's try it. Go full control. Maybe sinking Malice up on blocks is best. I don't know. Magic is hard. All right, I'm going to start with an attack with the flyers. No reach. And then Syncopate plus Malice is a little more interesting, I think. It kind of encourages the attacks. We could still just do this. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going for it. Maybe it's fancy play, but it's Friday. My hair is safe. Let's get fancy. You like Bat as second sack? Why are you thinking Bat? Because it's tapped and we just want defense? Mm-hmm. That's true. Okay, yeah, that's fair. We need more blockers. That's a good point, that this came in tapped. I didn't really think about that point, Mike. My fancy play syndrome didn't take that into account. Sudden unblockability here matters. It puts Chimero to virtual 9. Also, I need to give you, let's see, this one.
How are we doing this? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. Where is it? I lost it in the side.
You're late, specimen. And also, you're supposed to be milled. So, yeah, but if it wins you the game, you may have every blue source I have, right? So we'll send the flyer now, though. At least it attacks into the reach successfully. I'm worried that they put a training counter here, but we have blockers now to deal with that as well. So swarming it and hoping that... hoping we get there. I guess we play this. We got... I mean, it would be stupid if we end up not being able to syncopate. We actually need the blocker, though, so I gotta play the specimen, but... we got syncopate for 4, which means we can counter anything... yeah, what's flipping? Yeah, we don't want this on night. Was there anything other night that we're worried about, though? I mean, we don't need to keep a day, but this gets a little better, yeah. This one. Not being able to chump this with the specimen is pretty real, though. We can chump this, though, at least. This is what I want to see. Chimero not finding answers to this, and now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but he can block in the air, so we're going to keep asking the question about this swarm until we can close it out with a serpent as well. If we can. I'm definitely playing the island, though. I want to be able to syncopate to the best of our ability, and hey, now we have a blue source even if we do serpent. Chimero double drawing on us. We're just trying to close it out before that advantage can be leveraged to our demise. Mind Leech on Specimen is interesting, but maybe we just want to keep Syncopate up. If right now Swarm is getting it done, I kind of just want to leave Syncopate up forever. We could send this, but I only want to do that if it's going to be lethal. Yeah, so I'm just sending the Swarm. Boy, we are just surveilling our lands into the graveyard with this Swarm. It's been pretty lucky. Now, I like Chimero's block here because if Chimero goes under 4, goes 4 or less, then Serpent becomes lethal. And yeah, I could Mind Leech Ghoul. Still have 4, 5, 6, 7, so we'd have 5 for an X of 4, meaning that if Chimero tried to cast a 5-drop or better, we could Syncopate it, but 4 drops still resolve. I'm just going to keep up Syncopate. I just think that's where we're at. I mean, with our opponent chumping the potential lethal, yeah, is that going to be enough? So 6, you got to be kidding me with this! Are you kidding me with this? Oh, God. I hate you, Chimero. Good work. This has been the worst Syncopate of all time. Just either we desperately needed it, but we tapped out, or one short when we wanted to use it. We get it back from the graveyard? That's true. Yeah, we'll just get it back, right? I just can't believe that we... Syncopate was one short again. Well, they know I have it, so that doesn't help. But I also don't know if Chimero played around that, per se, or just had to hope we didn't have it, right? Or just had to hope it worked out. I'm not going to Syncopate that. Especially since it costs us reseeding the Swarm. Yeah, we couldn't anyway. Same reason. 6 mana left. 16 to 15 on the decking axis. Scobbity scob. What can we get with that? Everything, right? Undying Malice. Well, actually, not a lot. Grasp. What does Grasp kill? Not Oppo, which is the thing. So this is exciting in a way, but it still isn't as exciting as just drawing this and redeploying that. But I do like scobbing. Like ghouling their hand, and then we can hold up Syncopate. Yeah, we have like one more turn to kill this thing. But we could do it this and get it now. We just go shields down on Syncopate again, but that's just been the story of our life, so... Sure. But what, do we even care about this thing growing? I mean, maybe if it kills us, but... I guess I'm going to do this anyway, though. I'm going to do this. And might as well do this now. Yeah, flip the werewolf back and get the pup dead. Go shields down again. Maybe we're supposed to, like, offer Gargantuan? I don't know. Gargantuan offered up is a 1-for-1 for their big boy, or a 1-for-1 with Mariner and any of their other creatures, so maybe that's not great. Let's just go back to Plan Swarm. See if it works. It's a big boy. We can still offer a 1-for-1 on blocks right now. But I can't just magically get rid of their 6/6, right? I mean, how do we do that, Siriana? I mean, if they attack with it, we can double block, but I can't attack in and assume they're going to make that block. Yeah, we're at 13, they're at 11. So right now, they're ahead on the decking. But let's go Gargantua, or we can get, let's see, maybe I don't have to give up the Gargantua. Can we put 9 points of power in without using Gargantua and without losing 2 creatures? No. So the only way to try and 1-for-1 here is to offer Gargantua and Serpent. And I think we should. Oh, yeah, I guess we can just... Well, the 8... Yeah, we don't even need to double block, sorry. I was worried about the trample. That's what I've been thinking about. But yeah, we don't need to double block if we don't care about the trample. We can just do the 1, which we probably have to. We can even do the Harvester, get some life back. What else is it doing for us? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, hat. Let's do it. We'll do that. Still at 14. Or 13. Another farmer. 10 to 12 on the deck count. Is it worth trying to go for the damage win if it puts us behind in the card win? You say that, Charmy, but might be in a spot where math is for us. Yeah, now it's not a 1-for-1 double block, right? So I like that line, Mike. Yeah, we can mill them with Swarm. That's a great point. I act like I don't have a choice on the Swarm, but we can target them. Yeah. Thank you, my name is 14. Somehow I didn't process that, but it's a very important point. So that makes me happier about attacking. Aren't I just killing them by decking? Currently... Oh, Siriana maybe beat to the punch. I don't catch everything in chat. Obviously, if somebody saw it first, sorry for missing your brilliant observation. Yeah, actually, if we swing all, that's pretty interesting. Because we mill them for as many as we attack with, but I think we can wait and do that later, right? Like, but I do like starting to mill them with the attack. That makes me feel a lot more comfortable. So let's just send the Swarm alone. Well, I like the Mike line. We'll send these two. But I like leaving some back here. We could sack islands and send the Serpent as well and get him for 3. But I like this. I'll do this. But big props for the reminder that this is not myself. I don't have to choose myself. Yeah, we don't want to sack islands unless it's lethal, but I was, just thinking through all the possibilities, like you do. Excellent game. This has been a lot of fun. Hold up a fairly weak Syncopate, or go ahead and or the Specimen, or just go ahead and Ghoul away something, or even Ghoul away itself. We want to trade Ghoul for a card in hand. I imagine there's some land here. That's the thing. So yeah, let's just hold up Syncopate. We're not getting anything, but getting the Specimen back doesn't suck. Ooh, exile top 2. That's good for us as well. Leaving 5 cards left. So we've got the mill win here, barring quite a turn from Chimero. Because we have 6 attackers coming up. They need to get the Swarm right now. And then, of course, Syncopate only has X of 3. So, yeah, as I say, that like they may be able to do it. But we can re-Swarm. Yeah, we can also do that, get that done. Let's see where they go with this, though. I can also Syncopate just to tap them down so they can't do anything else. Although, now we just want to we'll let this happen and then we put this back on top, right? 2 from the top. We'll see. I'll do the math when we're there, because they might gain life here. There's a lot of things Chimero can do to change the texture of... Yeah, so there you go. So now 4, 5, 6, 7, looking at 8 possible mana. We can Ghoul, hold up Syncopate. Or just hold up Syncopate and Specimens if all we really want is to eventually support this. I'm going to play the land, though. And then it's really just whether we're playing the Ghoul or not, and what we can go for in terms of win. Yes, we can sacrifice and get in... Yeah, we can Specimen, Ghoul, Specimen if we don't want the Syncopate up. And maybe we don't need the Syncopate now. But we can Specimen and then and do the thing. That's Gar's point, or Mike's point, which I like. I'm gonna go shields down on Syncopate and do that. But yeah, that's not a surprise that there was a land to get there. But now we get Syncopate held up just in case, plus Specimen. And we could even sack 2 islands, hold up the Syncopate just as well, still be able to cast this, and get him to 5. But against this life gain, I'm just gonna... We probably are winning by milling here, so I'm gonna be patient on that front and say no attacks. How do we finish the... Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be attacking itself. Very good point. 14 with all the... dropping all the knowledge. And Mike. There's what we were worried about. But is it... it's got reach, but it shouldn't be enough. Yeah, we figured this would be showing up. We knew we passed this card, and anybody playing red-green, we expected to have it. But this should be enough. Barring this card, I don't know what this could be to thwart us, but I think we get them for 4, and then they draw with an empty library. They're on 5, yeah. 4 cards in library right now. But if they have removal for the flyer pre-combat, then they could still get there. Let's find out. All in, baby. Let me read this. Whenever you attack with one or more creatures, target... Yes. Just like we planned it. What a game. Yikes.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Cardlinger is up next. Back and forth so far. Don't love this starting on 4, but I'm also not going to throw it back. We could get run over if Cardlinger's on aggro, but I can't throw this back. I'm going to keep it. Hopefully we find something to do. No, nothing to do before 4, which is stinky, but Skulker not a bad first play. As far as they go. Cardlinger, you want to do nothing on your 3rd turn too? Oh, fine. Mr. Fancy Pants. Playing spells on turn 3 like it's nothing. Syncopate laughing at me again. Would have been fine to syncopate this if we'd had it. Yeah, great game, Chimero. That was super interesting, and we were worried about that bomb. We passed it. It was our pack 2, pick 1, I think, and we're like, well, somebody's going to be green-red and have that scary thing. I like Farmer, Hold Up, Syncopate. If Cardlinger goes for a 5-drop, we get it. And then we can do this. I mean, Skulker can't be blocked. We could, so I'm just going to attack with it since... I mean, we could leave it back so that they couldn't attack with both here. Right now, they can attack with both, so maybe I shouldn't have done that, but... See, I don't... Like, this is so great. Wonderful. Wonderful. Fear of Exploit. Although, nothing to exploit yet. I kind of hope they go for something post-combat that we can syncopate and then get it back. Hey! And an Exile Syncopate. This is great. Pretty Millhousey right here. They've been watching me too much, Tron? That'd be my guess. Instilling bad habits in my viewers since 2018. Hopefully some good ones too, though. An arm and a leg. That's a lot of damage, but we can't do much about it. They know about the Syncopate. So, big smack here, and then we try to recover from 3. Although we can't... we have the ritual to kill the Skulker, but maybe we need to chump here? Or else we're just at too low of life? I think we have to. We have Scavenger to get some back. Those don't do anything. We can Scavenger this to get some life. And then still have Syncopate. If I Ritual... If I Scavenger, then we're not dead on the... well, we are dead, because then it's 2 in the air. Well, then we have blocks on the ground. So we're not dead, but it's awfully close at that point. So... Boy... Arm the Cathars, making this race tough. But how do I go to 3, virtual 5, and then win this? We do that, then we have blocks on the ground, and we're clocked in the air for a couple of turns. I think I have to. I think that's too much damage. But I don't love it, obviously. Could scavenge. We just need to ritual here. We could ritual the Skulker. Then it gets put on the Flyer. And then we're on a clock there. I think I need to ritual the Skulker here. So I'm just going to send mine and then ritual the Skulker. Yeah, they might not bother. So I'm hoping that, like, that's one reason to do it, Mike. Maybe it's not very good. That's why I'm willing to do it. Like, this actually doesn't do much. So the other option is, again, to scavenge... Gain some... To scavenge and ghoul? I'm just going to ritual. Yeah, maybe they'll trade, but I don't think so. At that point, they just start attacking Skulker only and put us on a short clock there. But maybe it's okay to be at a virtual 10 and then deal with that clock the turn after? Yeah, alright, maybe I will do this. I'm not sure about the best line here. But I'm going to self-sabotage to do the drain. And then do we ghoul away a card in hand? Probably this is more valuable as an attacker, as just a grizzly bear to crack back with. But they might just send the spirit anyway. Certainly Syncopate's not going to get much with them knowing about it. So yeah, let's do Ghoul No Sack. High Flyers, somewhat getting it done, but we're also close to like lethal crackbacks because they don't block ground creatures, so we could kill the Skulker and get in for a lot here, but not lethal. Not quite lethal. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still, might be the play. Yeah, I think it's the play. And we have... we threaten lethal crackback. Like, if this is a land and this is a land, we win, right? So that's not a bad spot. Let's try it. I'm gonna lose to that card, huh? Well, all right. This card was nothing but garbage for me. But... yeah, I mean, they still can't block, but the race just immediately flipped into Cardlinger's favor. Oh, yeah, maybe I still should attack with Ghoul. I think I got a little bit frustrated and then misplayed. But it doesn't matter. So now we're doing this. Supernatural Rescue, Cardlinger? Supernatural Rescue. All right. It's just extra depressing when you have a game-winning line and then a pretty medium card gets you. You think that's good? That's the first time I've ever seen it be good, Media. That's a true thing I can say. Did I get you with that crap aura, though? That aura's crap. It's not even good in blue-white. Media's wrong. It always surprises me about how bad it is. That's how it's surprised. I'm surprised my quality opponent is playing that trash. And when my two Skellies manage to beat my opponent, they can bitch about it, Media. Go away. Media's just trying to tilt me so I lose more games on chat's behalf, but I have an out. Do we need to redo? How you doing, Charmy? I'm doing it. You can hear the system noises. You can hear my computer being pushed to its fan limits here. Yeah, Skelly's just so bad in blue-black exploit. I never know. It's hard for me to understand, Media, sometimes when you're trolling me and when you're just being hyperbolic and when you're just being wrong and when it's a combination of all three. But when you suggest that Skellies are... Yeah, I don't know. That's what I've said. I don't think you troll. I've never felt you're a troll. If I did, I wouldn't engage with you, right? I always have at least felt you're being earnest. My non-hyperbolic take on that card is what I said. I've never seen it be good. I've tried it and it's never been good for me. It was frustrating. It feels narrow. It has moments where obviously you can see, here in this spot it would be good, but it has too many spots where it is way below replacement for me to consider a card I care about. That's my current stance. More people than Cardlinger are going to have to beat me with that card before I change the opinion. All right, Charmy, let's do it. Hey, look, a persistent specimen ahead of a skull scab on 2. Yeah, this sucks. This sucks in blue-black. Who would play that? Question is, do we wait for the farmer before we get our sacrificing on? Because we could go Dissenter into farmer into Scob on 4 and attack with a flipped farmer. Well, you can take my approach and don't engage with me then. Yeah, I think the flipping the farmer and attacking is good enough that we should go for that, right? That's right. Is this Charmy's first? It's been great having Charmy around, and love that we have a new competitor. Oh, happy birthday! Friday night for Media. Very nice. What are you having? What's in the shaker? Syncopate. Here to laugh at us again, maybe. I'm going to send the specimen. I'll send both. We have... I'll play farmer and send both, and then they're not going to block anyway. I don't think Charmy would block regardless, but we'll definitely play farmer, send both. Yeah, that's true. If we didn't have the Dissenter to play, I would not have fancy played that. But we had something to spend our mana on, so it felt right. All right, I like that attack as well, because it means the farmer is going to flip to be able to be bigger than the infantry. And for what it's worth, we get a 1-mana Syncopate, which that can be really good in these early games. That's the idea of this card, that even a 2-mana Syncopate on turn 4 or 5 is effective. Let's find out if it will be this game. And do we want to flip the Dissenter, or, convert the Dissenter, or take the free Specimen? Probably just want the Dissenter value. Get a 2/2 on board that trades with both of these. Yeah, at least that one's a hard counter, Siriana, right? I mean, Syncopate, we've seen the weakness of it at times, but now we really want to Syncopate anything so we can get it back with the Scob. And are we down for trades here? I think we send everything but the Scob and the Specimen. And if they want to double block the Harvester, I think we've gotten good value there, and I'm fine with that. Could even send the Specimen, but I think that just sets yourself up to potentially have a tough time, making things hard on yourself if Charmy does come up with the infantry on Specimen block. That is some go wide right there, Pablo. So now I'm just hoping that Charmy doesn't really have anything for this turn. Untaps, attempts to go for something, we Syncopate it, we untap, we Scob, we get value, we get our Syncopate back. If we draw a basic land, we even have Scob hold up another 1-mana Syncopate. So here we go, we can pate this, or we can just say, fine, trade Adamant Will for a 2/2, and I'm fine with Adamant Will for a 2/2. We're going to let that happen and try to get something better with the Syncopate. If Charmy doesn't have anything for the next turn, main phase, that's good for us anyway. That might be worth Syncopating here. Saving the farmer. Yeah. And ultimately, we just want to do this to get something back, to be able to get it back with a Scob anyway, so sure. 1 mana, they have no way to get anything else, so 1 will do it. Yeah, especially these life totals. Really connecting. I mean, I don't care about our life total as much, but 11 versus 7 is pretty huge there. Sorry, Pablo, I'll try to do better. Well, we can get the pate back, but it's only medium here. Harvester goes in, offering the trade again. I think we... boy, can't quite send everything. That's too bad. So, but we're still going to send Harvester and then Scob back the pate. I'm okay with this. I kind of thought Charmy might go Infantry, Recluse, double block, and then Aura up the flyer into a 5/5. Not sure what I would have done. Oh. Media's phone went bonkers on him. Whiskey sours, that was the answer. Thank you. Brown liquor, ew. I like sour stuff, though. You think Charmy will go for a 6-drop? No, but we do effectively say you can't cast 6-drops this turn, which might be relevant. Who knows what these cards are? Yes, I was going to mention that, Mike. Another reason for Charmy not to take that double block risk is that we had mana open and they did not. Yeah, you get some more cards. Not going to pate that, and we'll take the damage. Slayer works too. But Ritual, can we get there on Ritual? If we kill one, they have 2 blockers for 4 attackers. It becomes a forced chump, which might be enough. But they have some forced blocks here anyway. So I'm more of the mind, swing away. Yeah, but don't you here? So, Mike, that's what it does for us. But we have Syncopate and can basically stop anything meaningful that they would have to affect our board. So if we crash in and then protect the Settled Dust scenario after that, we should be in very good shape to Syncopate and then further defend with the Ritual. But if we do it, we end up with 3 creatures left and them at 1. Yeah, no, the Vampire Slayer seems very Grizzly Bear-like, and in fact, here, we get this.
Nothing seems to penetrate my heart.
Yeah, as I'm working it all through, Mike, I do like that line better. I wanted to make... I was talking about protecting the Dust Settled spot with a Syncopate, but the Dust Settled spot where we have 3 creatures to their none is better than 1 creature backed up by Syncopate. Because then they need Wrath. And of course, Black-White does have that Wrath in it, but let's make him have it. So I'm doing it. We will Ritual the... Well, everything has to die, so it doesn't really matter. Everything is dead here. It really doesn't matter. Oh, I just added them without knowing how loud that was. Was that too loud? No, I don't have the glitch fixed, but yeah, maybe I should add that other one and just we'll do some checking on the volume ourselves. I liked that about that episode. That it's not about them being great singers, it's about magical forces causing people who aren't great singers to have to sing all the time. Yeah, it was correct for that episode, right? And I love that Sarah Michelle Gellar's voice is bad certainly by Hollywood standards it is. It's probably better than mine. That's what really kind of blows me away about those voice talent shows, you know, Masked Singer or especially American Idol or what's the flip one? Where they switch the chairs, the voice. Like I like the concept of the voice. But I always think it's very funny that it's like, ooh, we're gonna syncopate that, baby. That like the bad ones are like incredible singers. Like, not good enough. Your voice didn't have that little special something that makes it 1 in a billion instead of merely 1 in 100,000. Yeah, Giles has had an interesting post-Buffy career arc. He's playing the big bad in to use a term from Buffy. He plays the big bad in Ted Lasso now. Good game, Charmy. Welcome to the Gauntlet. Thank you for participating. Moose going rogue, but hey, if it works, I'll do it. Is this a first time for Moose, too? I don't remember battling a levitating Moose previously. Second time. All right, my bad memory then. All right, we'll keep this. Probably go board into Farmer and to look for something to scob and flip Farmer again. That worked well. So this is kind of my sequencing for now. I was wondering about the sweeping. Well, I can go board. Spirit prevents an attack here. But I like getting the board going. I guess it doesn't really matter. We can do this on 4. Yeah, we'll do Piranhas. Because getting the board out sooner isn't really going to matter here. We're not going to activate it, and nothing's really going to die until turn 4 anyway. The only place where we would have wished is if we go board into Farmer, and then they hard removal the Farmer, and we didn't have the board to trigger in that case. And yeah, I'm willing to turn this 3/3 into a 2/2 that can attack, and a second 2/2, and a counter off the board, and a flip Farmer. We're both curving out here. I didn't get a 1-drop, but we're using our mana up pretty nicely. Syncopate seems to be the example card of the day. We could not board it, and we could hold up Syncopate, but I think Syncopate will still be relevant for a couple more turns after the dust has settled here, so I'm going to dump hand and see about a Farmer attack. Farmer attack is a 1-for-1, though, so we're not going to do it. But we will do this. Levitating Moose. It's a 5-mana 3/3 green creature with an activated blue ability. Do we take this trade? I mean, they're the ones that get back a sweet lifelink aura thing. But I'm kind of okay with taking another counter off the board. We could also double block with these two, but yeah, Arcanite, the immediate life change isn't the thing. It's about what we think. Yeah, I don't want to put the Scob. I'd rather lose the farmer than the Scob anyway. So I'm going to make this off. I'll take this offer. With the board out, especially. I mean, look, it's a levitating moose hat. That's a common, right? You're not, I mean, maybe you can make an uncommon out of that, but a levitating moose is never going to be a rare. So I don't know what you're doing making rare levitating mooses. How you expect to sell them cardboard? Come on, hat. We're in the business of selling cardboard here. Can't make rare moose. It'd better be a sweet rare moose if you do. Wizard moose. All right, then. Now I'd probably go for a double block on the Ancestor with Syncopate up and everything. It's still a 1-for-1, well, except for the aura that remains in the graveyard. We flip the board, and we can protect that double block with the Syncopate. Oh, now it's not a double block. Now it's not a 1-for-1. I still think I'd do it. Forgot about that. Really, we're behind on resources a bit here, and we quasi 2-for-1 ourselves here for, depending on how much you value, what we think the value of a zombie is. But I think I do this. I mean, we got to deal with this eventually. This deals with it. We get a flyer that can actually start getting us card advantage if they don't have the tools to deal with our board. Ooh, Spirit. Are you here, Spirit? Yeah, what's up? Kill them, Spirit. You got it. So, Ancestor's Embrace to turn a 1-3 into a lifelink 1-3. I think we let that happen. I don't care about that enough to syncopate it. Racing doesn't look like in our favor, but this is a high flyer. We can't block anyway. Oh, sorry. I did miss the activation. I was thinking we were going to get it next turn. My bad. Dummy. I'm just giving Levitating Moose a chance. No, I just completely missed it. That was bad. Can I just say, though, does anybody miss the punt counter? Like, I just punted there. I acknowledged it. I don't need a counter that means nothing on top of it, right? It's not that I don't acknowledge my punts, it's just that I don't find the counter to be particularly useful. Well, we can syncopate that and exile it, which, but we can't even, they can pay, so no, we're not going to do that. But I wouldn't have even done any if they couldn't pay. Oh, sorry, Yang. I'm just not used to having this card, apparently. Literally, I've never had this flipped before. I'm a little embarrassed now as I talk about a mistake and then repeat it. And now I have a play that makes me not have to do it this time. Sorry. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know why I don't want to win this game. But I'll still talk about my punts. And I'm still going to play the farmer and hold up Syncopate. Oh, I thought it was 5 too. Great, I'll remember. I promise. If I fail to activate this at the end of my turn, and I have the mana and the creature to do so, I'll give you my hair. You win the hair bet if I fail to activate this. In fact, I'm just going to do it. There. I don't care. Syncopate shields down. I panicked myself. Whew! Hair is safe again. Maybe we do pitch the Syncopate. Although we're not doing much with the egg. I guess we ditch the egg. Paranoid Android or National Anthem? Yeah, this block's okay, and eventually we'll sack it, right? And this is getting worse. All right. I can't seem to remember to cast it anyway, so... Or, you know... Of course, there's a perfect Syncopate target. I am totally joking myself into oblivion here. I deserve to lose this one. We have a flyer blocker for it, though. That's cool. And we can scavenge to get some ground safety. Airbag is on my karaoke playlist with Clara. Clara and I love to belt out Airbag in the car at max volume. Death Touch Egg. Let's get the spirit. Nice scry. Something's going right for me, since I can't seem to play correctly. Really giving this one to the moose here. Between actual misplays and jokey misplays, I'm like really trying to lose. You don't have to sound like Tom York, though. You can just sound like you and sing it differently. Well, we'll skulk it up. What else to do? Karma Police is what got me into Radiohead. I'd heard Creep and thought it was fine. I heard Karma Police and needed to own the album. Undying Malice. Kind of like shipping a couple of things to try and flip the farmer and then Undying Malice, whatever would die, and bring it back. I could send the farmer itself, but if the farmer dies and we bring that back, it's less exciting. I mean, it's a 3/3 lifelinker. Yeah, maybe there's not blocking at 34. But you'd be surprised. If it's your only out, you got to do it. But I think we leave the farmer back, and I do this in hopes that they decide to block. But yeah, nope. Moose too smart. Got to keep them on their toes, Mike. You'd be surprised at how baffling your opponent by not taking extra cards when offered can help you win. I mean, you'd be very surprised, because normally it doesn't. I wonder how much of that was streaming. I honestly don't know if I get that spirit activation playing alone, just because I never had it out before. What is this? Oh, this is the trainer flyer. Sure. Does this do us anything? If we had an exploit creature, this could be good. But we don't. So we're kind of deadish. So we need to use it defensively, which is also bad news bears. Put it on, we bounce the quartermaster, they get more value out of that. Probably just have to bounce the cavalry or something after combat. Now I'm going to send farmer for the life, and if they block it to kill it, I will go ahead and malice it. Hey, Lola and friends. Welcome, everybody. Big raid from Luca. I'm battling chat here. I've kind of made a mockery of this particular game, and now we're going to lose it. But we're split 2-2 on the week against chat with a couple more games to play after this. We are using some bounce here to avoid dying completely. And I think we go, so we were going to retrieve the cav. That'll fly anyway. Well, we'll see. I'll let all this happen. And then it's a matter of which one. Probably just the cav. Oh, really? I'm 3-2? All right, we have one more to go. Sorry. Well, it's about to be tied. So you get to show up for the big finish. Who's going to win the week? But we're not... I don't think we're winning this game. But it starts with bouncing something. I'll bounce the expensive thing that will make it so they can't make another flyer quite as easy. But yeah, we're kind of dead. Kind of dead. Lola viewers, if you don't know me, my name is Ryan Spain. I co-created Limited Resources with Marshall Sutcliffe. I left that show to work in Magic R&D for 5 years, then on the Arena team for a couple more. Then I left Wizards, and now I sling cardboard and advice on Limited on the internet. All right. What does this do for us? We can draw a card. We can flip the farmer. We can get some life back. So I think this means we're not dead. We could malice the thing we're going to sack to get enough. Like we could actually malice this, sack this, and then get some extra life out of that. I mean, we get the 4/4, but it might be the case that... or we malice itself. We do the self-malice, and then when it re-ETBs, we get the egg. Maybe that makes sense. Let's try that. I'll go full control. I don't think this saves the game, but it's a fun play.
I am too smart. I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
What do we want to do with this? Do we want a dissenter? Dissenter really not doing anything for us. We need to like find our removal, so I'm going to make that go away. Like that, for example. That could help us not die to a quartermaster. And Scob says it can help us do it again next turn. And I'm going to do this while shields are sort of down. And offer Farmer for that Geist or the Twin Blade. We can even send... No, I can't send that, but I'll send Farmer for the life and the trade offer. Oh, which one do we want? Twin Blade? Twin Blade plus Minister is kind of annoying. But we're going to get our removal back next turn on Scob, so I'm going to go for the big toughness. What do we want off the top? Like something. Actually, it's funny. I kind of want the want this thing back now, given the Scob, but we didn't know we were going to get the Scob at the time. Yeah, Skelly off the top. Something we want to exploit off the top would be perfect. No, we don't want to exploit that, and it's actually not that great for us because they just get to sack the specimen and get it back. But we can kind of send everything at this point and then see what to do after dust settles. 32 to 10. Can we be that aggro? Because they don't even have to block, really. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. Maybe we don't... Maybe I just send Skulker. We start getting some damage in. But we got to stay back on the ground on some level. But really, this is what we're losing to. But we're not... We're going to get... So we need to Scob back our removal. And then we're in a decent spot, really. So maybe I should just be patient and send the Skulker only. And then Scob sacking our worst, which might just be the Scob itself at this point. That's the funny thing. Do this, just get back our... But we really need that removal. But maybe the... Because this blocks anything on the ground, but this does more damage. Skulker does return as an aura, but I was hoping to save that as, like, our backup plan when they deal with the Skulker. But it does have value. Yeah, maybe I should just do that. Okay. All right, I'm in. I was trying to be saving the Skulker for, like, a second go around if they remove it, but it's the only thing here that provides value after being exploited. And we could even skulk now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do, again, mostly shields down, killing of the Cav, I think. And this scares me, but right now it's not a huge threat, and this is. You think I have a turn? Yeah, well, I'm going to... anyway, I'm doing this. What I'd like to try and find a way to pull off, if the attacks are there, is some sort of an attack that puts Moose shields down on returning the Specimen, and then getting a Gargantua in while Specimen isn't on the battlefield. But that's a tall ask. There's a lot that has to go right there. But that, with the imprisonment, well, I was going to say the imprisonment just gives us something to exploit, but Oppo has the 5 to actually then exile. So that's not going to happen here. Grizzly Ritual will come in handy. I'm nervous about leaving 2 cards in hand with the Mind Rot effect, but I think we ought to just go for... Well, maybe we can do that. Yeah, maybe I hold there. We could Ritual, but I don't care about any of the creatures right now. I should really I just want to get another attacker, another threat going. Trade off. We're at 16 to their 20, so we do need to get 30 damage in, I think, here. Yeah, they might do the chump thing, so let's try that. Could just play a 5/4, and I will if they don't give us a reason. Could also just Ritual and get some, but we don't have anything. Yeah, right. I think you're right, Siriana. I tried to get him to do the Specimen thing. They didn't, so I'm just going to play a 5/4. Cue the Skelly off the top, though. You know we're going to draw our Specimen next. That's all right. It'll be good for the blood tokens to pitch the Skelly that we're like guaranteed to draw because the magic gods are so effing funny. Well, my fear was really losing those good cards right then and there. I have a new fear, though. My fear is that this demon yet again just comes and takes what was an interesting game and makes it not so interesting. Great design. I think that's like the poster child of, well, no, maybe it's the 4-drop 5/6. I like the dream that it enables. There's something about doubling upon doubling upon doubling that's a good design space, but I don't know if that was the best space for it. Yeah, it's true. I've still won more than I've lost with the demon. I'm ahead on demons. But that...
Is this a dead man, Doctor? Very dead, Mr. Spock.
Thanks for the game, Moose. Timber in the anchor seat, seeing if Timber can give chat a win this week. Hey, there is. That common card is, well, really, any instant speed, I mean, the -13, and the green destroy a flyer, anything that kills it at instant speed technically gets the job done. So you have Hero's Downfall, -13, and destroy target flyer. It's just that you have to have that and have the mana up. Like, you know, you have to, like, it's just too oppressive to try and leave 4 mana up every turn when they have 7 just in case. And if they're playing smart, they just wait until your shields are down and then do it. I'm going to keep this. We'll go board over Scob, I think. Well, maybe we'll just not fancy play and run out the Scob, but... Well, it's decision time. I'm going to go board and give us 1 turn to draw something better to Scob. Ghoul isn't really much better to Scob because it just turns itself into itself, but we would get an extra one. It's like turn this into itself and get an extra one is not the worst. We passed one of these too, so maybe I passed to Timber. You like this one first? Then we do this into this or something? Yeah, self-exploiting Ghoul is fine too. Works the other way too, though, right? No, I guess Ghoul, it's a little better for the Ghoul to self-exploit. Yeah, I like it. All right. Good thinking, chat. Is it what we even want to do right now? I guess we still get to activate the board after we Ghoul it, so that's fine. I like having a block on that I'm happy with on the Visionary at least. All right, well, I'm going to try to take this offer. We'll see what it really is. Is it non-token? Doesn't a token go to the graveyard? Oh, but it's not a creature card. It's a token. Got it. Read the card. It says creature card. That's kind of a very specific language, right? Yeah, because it's got to be a card to count milling. Yeah. They probably would have done it with tokens if they could, but it's tough in the rules. All right, let's activate, though. Come on now. We'll send the Skulker to get the counter and get graveyard value. And then keep the removal. We can't. That's not what it does, though. I mean, we could get rid of the Grasp. But don't they have... Humans? They have humans. This is fine. And what do you think? Let's get rid of the blossom. I'm gonna get rid of this thing. Gotta check these. Like, some of them give power and toughness, and some of them don't, and I, like, forget if I don't read. And who likes to read? Ugh. Let's put the bat in the yard. And then Scob should be able to draw some cards eventually. And we flip our board. Could draw cards right now. Could draw cards with this if I just remember to activate it. But I kind of like draw card getting on the board as opposed to draw card for no new board action. No reach over there, so I'm going to send that. And then, yeah, I'm going to Scob it for... this and this. Yeah, we really don't want to see a 6/6 either. Although once we get a Death Toucher on the ground, not so oppressive. But I like getting our Air Force, putting a 3-turn clock on Timber with 5 power in the air. And if we can untap, now we can even protect it with Syncopate. Cheap, cheap, cheap wolves. Send flyers, yes. Not playing Skulker here, so just sending flyers and then making sure we keep it daytime. So Scavenger, Hold Up, Syncopate is my line over Scob getting back removal or something. We don't need Death Touch now, but yeah, but it's my plan. But like, we could also just get removal back. But I like the Death Toucher for sure. Gets us life as well. Drains them, gets us a little extra cushion, keeps up Syncopate for a tap out. Skulker doesn't do much here because to get this unblockable, you have to attack alone, and we really want to send these flyers turn by turn anyway. So now I just like Hold Up, Syncopate, and protecting the win in the air next turn against anything that might stop it. So now Timber needs 2 things to deal with the flyers. And now if we get to my end step and I have the Spirit activation, I'm not going to do it. I literally just want to keep up Syncopate forever here, even through end of turn activation of Spirit. Yeah, if they tap out, sure. If they tap out, it's nice and easy. We get both. But the point is, I'm not going shields down on stopping exactly this. So X of 4 here. They have no mana makers. And 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, we're going to assume they've got the business and just chump. I mean, this isn't a chump trade. Yeah, 6/6. Temporary 6/6 felt a little more important than 5/5, but really it just felt like by stopping the reacher, yeah, we got this. So I think we got this. A little bit of payback after a couple losses in a row to Timber, keeping our lifetime matchup interesting. Yeah, maybe the flippability of the 6/6, but we're talking about, here's my real thought there was, either we've done it, we win this game because we countered Timber's removal spell, or we didn't, Timber still has something, is going to stop that flyer, and then we're just kind of dead. So it was more like I could have thought that through, but it was all coming down to whether that counter the removal would stand, and it did, and we got there. All right, a narrow one again. It's been some close ones for the most part. A lot of 4-3s and 3-4s of late, it seems. Thank you so much, players. Really appreciate everybody who took the time to participate in this event. I mean, they have the fun of playing with me on stream and everything, but I'm asking a bunch of people to set aside hours of their time on Friday and wait around for Hat to tell them it's their turn. And I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate Hat and Mama for doing the coordination side of it and getting this thing off the ground every week. Yeah, if you want to be one of, I love it when there's new competitors. We need new competitors. Need is a strong word. We love new competitors. Hopefully, if you're hearing this and you've never played before, you're thinking, well, maybe one of these days, maybe I'll take a Friday off sometime and make a day of it. I'm going to start by playing in the Gauntlet, and then I'm going to go do all this other fun stuff in the afternoon. Whatever. Come on down. YouTube friends. Come on. Come play. I know there's some YouTube watchers who like this format, so come be part of it. We're waiting here for you, and I'll see you next week. Bye, gang.